Hey YouTubers, this is kind of a VR response to Mr. Leonidas. So, hey, what's up? But he made me start thinking about it, and what would my top 3 battle blades be? Now first let me just start off. I'm an 8th Apache Indian, and I kind of partake in their philosophy of a person should carry as many knives as they can possibly carry that won't slow them down. So, these are some of my knives, or some of my blades, quote unquote. And I'm just going to show you what my 3 picks are. But you're going to say, hey, you're cheating, that's not 3. It is 3 to me, it's 3 sets. I carry all 3 sets if I'm going to go into quote unquote battle. And I'm going to show you why I didn't pick some of these other ones. For example, this is the Bussy Combat Argon Assault. It's made out of Infi steel. It's got a cutting edge on the back, cutting edge on the front, penetrator tip, obvious knuckles, and a skull crusher on the bottom. This is not what I would take into battle. Number one, it's not very ergonomic for me. I have thin fingers, and it's spaced too far for me. So it's going to lose ergonomic points for me immediately. Number two is it's really, as great as it is for fighting, it's almost useless for damn near everything else. So it's not going to be the big winner to me, so I'm not going to take that into battle with me. Another one that's a big contender, and if I was just going to go into a fight where I would say, somebody's like, I got a knife fight you, and I'd be like, okay, a knife fight? Alright. I take my Mercworks Equatorian into a knife fight if I just had to knife fight somebody. But as far as a battle, no. Battles at night, nothing like bright satin steel to just give you away. I don't need that, and I'm not going to paint it. This is a ridiculously ergonomic knife. It's got a cutting edge on the back, cutting edge on the front. It's easy to wield, and it's pretty durable. It's also made out of S30V steel. Makes it erosion resistant. It can be a good survival knife, though batoning isn't so great because you're going to dull the back edge. And some of its survival abilities is down. But it can chop, so it's got that going for it, and it can dig pretty well. And being S30V, it's going to be a little erosion resistant. But it loses because it's too shiny. I mean, you get stuck out there, dusk comes, all of a sudden, anybody who hits you with a flashlight or an infrared light with a pair of goggles is going to see this knife for a mile. It's not the appropriate choice for battle, so it got eliminated, my opinion. Like I said, I could paint it, and I would be much more inclined. Another thing, here's the Bussy Combat Gladius. This thing is a beast of a short sword. And as far as if I had to get into it again, somebody just was like, you have to do hand to hand, this would be a ridiculous beast. I mean, people who bring knives to sword fights usually wind up like people who bring knives to gun fights. I mean, it's just too much advantage, too far reach. Of course, it's 0.31 inches thick of Infi steel, almost 2 inches wide. And it's got the fuller groove in there to reinforce it. This thing, I'm not sure what could take it. I've seen a lot of combat tactical swords are real popular right now, and I've seen a lot of those. And I would almost take the Gladius, except it's so limited on everything else it can do. I mean, a sword is the only weapon in history that was ever designed for a sole purpose of killing human opponents. So, I mean, it doesn't serve too much purpose other than that. And I like the idea of things being able to substitute for each other. So, I eliminated that, though I'm hesitant to. I would probably pick it in a jam. Now, I did bring out my FBM, my new FBM, and I would take this, but right now my setup's not right for me to want to take this knife, and it would be more of a tool for the survival aspect than fighting. It's pretty big. As good as I am at wielding a knife, it's pretty big. Bigger Bowie knives styles are usually for tools, survival, digging, encampments, etc. But you could fight with them in a jam. It does extend your reach by about 10 inches. it would be a formidable knife. But again, this isn't the 1800s, and knife techniques have slightly changed since the days of Jim Bowie. They're much faster, much more wielding. Now, this is my ground pounder by Grayman Knives. This guy got eliminated. You can see I've redone the entire edge to be just ridiculously sharp. Remember, it is a chisel edge, single bevel edge, whatever you want to call it. But it does got the teeth. Now, this one I would take. If I didn't have something else I would rather take to save weight. It's made out of 1095 carbon steel. And it holds an edge pretty bloody well. I wish I hadn't taken off so much of it, but I've also been chopping a lot and tore up some of the black, so it really didn't make a difference. But it will erode on you pretty good. Like I said, being 1095, it is erosion sensitive. But I will bring you finally to what I will take with me. First thing I will take with me is my Rodent 4, Rodent 9 combo. You're going to go, well, that's two knives. No, I'm counting this as one knife. I'm counting this as one knife because I put it in my sheath. And you can see that this Rodent, and bam, so, bam, that's slim profile. You can see that the handle pretty much just sticks out maybe another 3/4 of an inch. That's a pretty slim profile. So I can wear it on my leg. I can answer survival versus skinning, caping, quartering game with the small one. And if I get in a pinch, I can just pull the small one and use it like a knife, small fighting knife, and the big one as, again, if I need it, 9 inches. This guy's coming with me. Now, it is made out, both of them are made out of SR101, and they are erosion sensitive. But I'm keeping it anyway because the black coating, I put this knife through hell, and that black coating's held up pretty doggone well. And the edge retention on them is just, to me, it's been proven to be just beastly. Now that brings me to, what else am I going to bring? Now, I'm going to bring my Spartan Blades Orcus. I'm going to bring this knife. And not because it's the greatest fighting knife, even though it's a spectacular fighting knife. You're going to go, it's too short. But knife fighting today is about quick movements, taking a little piece at a time and waiting for your opportunities. This knife is perfect for that. But then you take this knife and you tame it with a tomahawk. Now you can wield together. And I take both of these, actually. I will strap both of these to my tack vest. One, and then the other one I can just yank out. So it kind of goes, you know, it's very easy and ergonomic to deal with, and I can yank them out. It's due to this MOLLE sheath. And again, this is the knife I would not leave without. It's S35 VN steel. It's pretty doggone erosion resistant. Versus the Tomahawk, which is 440 chrome MOLLE. And it will rust on you, but it's got a Duracoat finish. But combine these two, it'd be a fighting force. And if I'm going to battle, quote unquote, I'm going to want to be able to battle. And that's what I would take out to actually do any fighting. Plus, the Tomahawk comes with a sharpening stone, which you can see that I broke. But I can use that to maintain my other blades. Finally, my last option of defense, by far, is my Emerson Super Commander. It's in my pocket. It deploys open. When I pull it, it will open. That's part of this design here. It will hook on my pocket and open. I love this knife. And if I'm going strictly defensive, in other words, I've been tackled, knocked down, rolled around, and I just got to draw a knife from somewhere I didn't have one because I've lost the ones in my hand or strapped to my leg, I'm going to pull this from my pocket. If my gun got taken away, I'd still have my knife. And that's why I picked this over my Wolfhawk. For those of you who have a Wolfhawk. But anyway, what did I pick? I picked 3 sets. I picked my Emerson Super Commander. I picked my RMJ Shrike combined with my Spartan Blades Orcus. And tagged with my Swamp Rat Rodent 9 and Rodent 4 on a leg sheath. That way I can carry a gun on my other leg, leave my vest to hold gadgets, bullets, my tomahawk and knife, and maybe a backup gun. So that's what I picked. So we'll slide all this to the side. But this is just for now. I probably will end up siding with that FBM at some point. And I will remake this video if anybody wants me to, if that happens. But I love this setup, and I cannot compromise to just being 3 blades. I'm a set kind of guy, and like I said, it sounds corny, but it is the Apache way, and I do partake in that aspect. I like the idea of having many knives, backups to my backups. Anyway, this is Merwin171. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.